Hello and welcome back to another edition of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. I'd like to give a shout out to our good friend Ben at a new site called lobbyfriends.com. I encourage you to go there. It's very similar to Facebook. It is a complete patriot channel, and your comments will not be censored there. So give lobbyfriends.com a try. So today I'm Mac. I've got TJ on my left, Rick on my right, and we're going to talk about dangerous trends in America. When I say dangerous, I don't even mean necessarily physically, but I also mean dangerous to our Constitution and dangerous to our future. And one of the things that I bring up is the hysterics and the drama that we can see from Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who loves saying her own name and loves hearing it, a.k.a. AOC, which she doesn't want to be called. But so last week she claimed that she was her life was threatened and she was in terror, and I don't doubt she was in terror because she's a hysterical child, a drama queen. She wasn't anywhere near the danger, but she had to insert herself there. And we could do a video on all the things that she was almost blown up in the Hindenburg disaster, even though it happened 100 years before she was born.
Well, Biden's saying that at some event he was at.
He was shot at.
Yeah. And that was totally fabricated.
Yeah,
totally fabricated.
And those are the kind of things I'm talking about, the dangerous comments that, because what you have to do is you end up demonizing someone. They're saying it was Trump supporters that broke into the Capitol. There may have been some, but a lot of these people were Antifa, and they were Black Lives Matter, pretending to be Trumps. Yep. I mean, we could all put on We Love Biden shirts and go terrorize a local town, shoot it up, and do whatever, and you think it would be reported that we were Biden supporters?
Nope.
I don't think so. Nope. I think they would pretty quickly find out we were Trumpers, as they like to call us, and they would be demonizing the entire one half of the country, actually a little bit better than half. I'd say about 80 million people who supported the president in this last election. So this idea of demonizing people, we're way past agreeing to disagree. Yeah. You must not dissent from what they think. If you look at Facebook fact checkers, which has got to be the biggest joke, I put up a photo, and I'll put it up here so you can see
Snopes is turning into a joke too.
Well, Snopes and Wikipedia are not reliable sites for information. They're reliable sites for disinformation, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, Snopes is a joke. The mainstream media, in total, is a joke. The lies they tell on CNN alone are staggering.
Oh, yeah.
They deliberately said the president said that Nazis were fine people. You watch that speech, he said no such thing. He was referring to two groups of people, one who wanted the statue taken out. Now, they weren't for tearing it down, but they wanted it removed, and the other side who didn't want it removed. They wanted it to remain. And he said there were very fine people on both sides. Mm-hmm. Prior to that comment, he had denounced white supremacists, Nazis, and hardcore leftists in that speech. But that doesn't seem to matter. So when you can twist what someone says, it becomes very dangerous for all of us. Or take things out of context. Facebook, these fact checkers they got, oh my God, they're awful. Mm-hmm. Have you guys run across those yet?
Well, I'm not on Facebook much, so you have me at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not on Facebook.
Well, I'll give you an example. I put this cartoon up, and it was a little bit disturbing cartoon. Like I said, I'll add it here. But they said it was false, and I'm thinking, it's a cartoon. Yeah. How can it be false information if it's a cartoon? Yep. It's an opinion. Now, if you make a statement that says, I don't know, Rick murdered 10 people, or he steals from work. Yeah. Well, that's a libelous comment, for one. No. But secondly, the fact checker could say this is not true. There's no evidence of it. Yeah. But to say it's partially false or such as they do, it's an abuse. These fact checkers are as reliable as I don't know.
Well, when you talk about dangerous trends and whatnot, you look at the the D.C. protest and how Trump supporters were, and we'll say, were encouraged to come and protest, peacefully protest, peacefully, because he encouraged them to come to. Who does he think he is, asking his supporters to come and peacefully protest? He did not instruct anyone to storm the Capitol. Yet now they're going to impeach him because he would encourage his supporters to come and peacefully protest. Not only are they going to impeach him, but you think they're going to impeach a citizen now, which goes contrary to the purpose of impeachment. And not just that, but now they want to compel him to testimony. And therein lies really the bigger threat. You talk about violating the Fifth Amendment. The right against self-incrimination. Yeah. The right against self-incrimination. And they think they're just going to push that aside and compel him to testify. You know what? You talk about the danger.
Another danger is this idea that you need to crush people. And boy, if they're a dissenter, you just need to tear them down, smear them, make sure everyone knows they're a scumbag, make sure they can't get a job again. Everyone should be able to make a living in this country, no matter what your past is. And I extend that to convicted felons. One of the problems we have in our prison system is that people go in, they come out, and they can't get a job. Well, if you can't get a job, you can't live.
One of the problems is they come out and they're better criminals.
Well, that too. That's yet another topic. But so, what you guys got anything else on what you think is a danger to us in this country? A trend that you see that is dangerous?
Mainstream media and social media being in the government's pocket, and that's just very dangerous.
The whitewashing. The whitewashing of it. I mean, the
fact checkers said that AOC didn't lie about where she was. When they're asking you to not believe,
they're controlling
what you know is true.
Yeah, they're controlling the information or disinformation that's coming out. They're the ones producing it, and if they're all on the same team and they're giving us the information that they want, then that's bad news.
Well, the First Amendment talks about the necessity or the need for a free press, that we shall have a free press. I don't believe that we do. You got 6 corporations that own all of the media. And, people will say, well, the media is the propaganda wing of the Democratic Party. And it was suggested by someone on, I think it was Glenn Beck, said that he thinks it's the other way around, that the Democratic Party is the legislative branch of the media. And I think there's truth in that. And I think it's dangerous to us all.
Yeah, they're writing the rules. They're writing the rules. And for the the Bill of Rights,
they don't care about the Constitution.
Do not care.
Nope. And for those who don't know, the Bill of Rights are specific to telling the government what they can't do, not to tell us what we can't do.
Yep.
This Biden administration is going to come up. They're going to try everything they can to disarm you, make you vulnerable to attacks by these mobs. Then you're going to really be sorry.
Yep. Well, you think about right to free speech out the window. Right to own firearms out the window. Compelling a citizen to testify against himself out the window. You know what?
Due process out the window.
Due process out the window. Excessive fines and punishment out the window. Federal government dictating to the states what will and won't happen. That's the 9th and 10th Amendment out the window. Yeah. I mean, need I go on?
No, it's ridiculous. It's not good.
Yeah, I think it's dangerous to us all. I hate to think of what would happen if we were disarmed. You could certainly consider that the end of this country. And I don't think there'll be any coming back from that. So I would encourage everyone. We don't advocate breaking the law on this channel, but when the law becomes immoral and becomes wrong, and the interpretation of the Constitution is deliberately misunderstood, then we have an obligation to take care of business, and I'll put it that way. So, you guys got anything else?
Well, Thomas Jefferson would be rolling in his grave right now.
Yeah,
but he was an evil founding father, anyways.
Well, he had a slave, and he had a an affair with a black woman who he pretty damn obvious if you know the facts was in love with, and took care of her heirs. So, at any rate, so we'll call it a wrap with that. And as we like to say on the Michigan Conservative Roundtable, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.